All right, okay. What's up, y'all? What's up to another episode of a Hard Knock Podcast? Your boy Ryan here, owner and founder of Hard Knock Labs, and I'm super happy and excited to be here with y'all. As y'all can see, I'm here in my workout gear because fresh after this, I'm going straight to the gym. But I wanted to, share with y'all some, I was just thinking about stuff as I was getting ready for the gym, and I was like, you know what, let's go ahead and pop on over here. You feel me? So without further ado, let's get into it, y'all. So, I know, so in the last episode, I talked to you a lot about having a purpose and understanding your why and all of that stuff, right? And then I quickly kind of mentioned that like the foundations of your business are, understanding your why, right? And also understanding your ideal customer. So I thought I'd take some time today talking about your ideal customer. So today's episode is about unearthing your tribe, okay? The art of discovering the ideal customer. And it's different for everybody. Everyone's ideal customer is going to be different, but like I said, previous topics, here we are, episode 3. The first one, we were talking about design thinking, just introduction to y'all. Again, just quick introduction for those of you who are new here. I'm Ryan Brooks, owner and founder of Hard Knock Labs, where we are dedicated to helping BIPOC and marginalized entrepreneurs build businesses that drive real impact and also scale and grow. So that's what we're here to do. And I'm just here to just kind of talk. This is kind of just like a keep it real, whatever, like chill out conversation kind of talk. Oftentimes I'll probably be talking about business stuff, running your business. Sometimes I might talk about other types of things. We'll just see. I'm kind of just doing this raw, right to you, and we're seeing how it goes. So like I said, today we want to talk about the concept of an ideal customer. Now, what made me think about this was like I went to go see Dave Chappelle, actually. I went to go see Dave Chappelle with my buddy. He's a aspiring comedian on the side as well, so I knew he'd be a great person to go see this with. And then we were, after we went to the show, we were like, yo, because we decided, we were like, no, we're not driving to the show. United Center parking was gonna be a pain, so like just forget that, right? So we decided to go ahead and get an Uber there, and we were just like, oh man, we're just gonna forget waiting on the Uber here, we're just gonna hop on the bus back like we used to thug it out back in the day. So that's what we did, right? So we hopped on that thing, took the I live over here in Humboldt Park. The park's really like right in front of here. If you're familiar with Chicago, then you know what's up. And so we took like Damon straight up to North Avenue. And I'm so sorry for y'all that don't know Chicago, but just imagine this. We took the bus up, and then there's a bus that would take me directly to my crib, right where his car is and all that stuff. And we were like waiting there at the stop, but we checked and we're like, man, the bus is going to be like 20 minutes away. So we're like, so we decided to walk it because it's like a 20-minute walk. So we're walking, and it's like starting to rain, you feel me? So like, or no, it was starting to rain as we were like walking. And I was like, dang, bro, like there's a bar right over here by the crib. I'm kind of hungry. They sell some decent rib tips. I don't know if like their kitchen should still be open. I don't know if the rib tips are going to be there. And low key, it's about to rain. So we're like, bet. We pop over to the spot. Rib tips not selling. They got the late night menu. It's wings, but the wings were flame. Anyways, this whole anecdote has nothing to do with what I'm talking. I was just kind of building up the story, kind of giving you a visual of what's going on and what's happening. So at this point, we have been drinking at the show. We're now drinking at the bar, eating the wings, and somehow we got on the subject of like barbers, which some of y'all might know, like me and my barber Val, we're mad close. You know what I'm saying? I'm the best man, and she likes to call it man of honor for her wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like we tight, that's fam. And so he made a comment like, oh, or I don't know. I think I was roasting him about his haircut or something. I don't necessarily know. We be joking with each other like that. But I was like, yeah, man, Val, she's taking new clients right now. And he looked at me like, what you mean? Like, isn't she always taking new clients? And I'm like, no. Val's not always taking new clients. She has the privilege of, you know, like having worked and doing what she's been doing long enough that she has a Rolodex of clients that she doesn't need to have new clients. You know, it's like her fill is filled, and, you know, like, and she's choosy about the people that she wants to work with. And then this caused like this whole disagreement, because he's like, you know, he works in the service industry, and he's like, how are you just gonna choose to not take certain customers and not do and I'm like, that's the goal, bro. That's the goal for real. Like, you need to get to a point where whatever you do, you not serving everybody. You serving the people that you want to work with. Like, honestly, like, I spent a lot of years in corporate working with a lot of people that I don't like. Keep it a full bean, keep it a full stack. And that's another reason why I've always wanted to go off and do my own thing, but this is just another reason. Like, I want to choose the people that I want to work with. And that's where we get into your ideal customer, which I personally believe that everybody should have a goal or an ideal customer that they want to reach. Now, I'm not sitting here saying that you should close your door to everybody. Definitely not. You know, like, just for instance, like my company, Hard Knock Labs, we specialize in working with BIPOC and marginalized entrepreneurs. But if I see, and if someone comes to me and they don't necessarily fit that mold, but, like, you know, they got good values, we have a why that comes together, all this kind of stuff, like, I'm not going to say no to them. Like, what do you mean? Nah, man. Like, I mean, I want to work with people who are really jiving with, like, my values and the things that I want to put out there. And that doesn't necessarily fit in like a square box. But I think that by, like, understanding and knowing who this ideal customer is, you can set yourself up to, you know, set those relationships with those people. So as y'all know, I always check, I just keep the outline here on my iPad, because I go on tangents like I just did, talking about like rib tips and wings. But this is the importance of having your ideal customer, because it's like I told him, if you're trying to serve everyone, if you're for everyone, then you're for no one. Full stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, nearly every brand has an ideal customer that they're trying to reach. Nike has a different ideal customer than Adidas, even though they might sell similar things. You know, like, they have different customers who have different values, different vibes, different things they're trying to achieve. And if you're trying to serve everybody, then your value proposition is going to get muddied, and you're going to be competing with everybody. So, understanding your ideal customer is the foundation for successful marketing. So if you're positioning, getting it in front of your customer, product development, understanding what your specific customer needs to develop your products and services to serve those needs and help them achieve their specific goals, and the service offerings. You know what I'm saying? So, and it's probably going to, you know, like, oh, well, trickle down effect when you're figuring out like your products and your services, that's going to trickle down to your internal operations and all of that stuff. So I'm telling you, this is fundamental and core to every fiber. Well, all right, your why is core and fundamental to this, which is also fundamental to every fiber of your business. Because, like, if you're not serving any customers, who's buying anything and who's spending money? Where's the exchange happening? So the relationship, and to that point, the relationship between like your why and your customer, I want you to kind of like reflect on that discussion that we had last week, because when you understand, it's like like I mentioned last week, I loved the conversation that I had with Marcus Collins during the Hard Knock Summit for this year. And like, yo, like it was, if you haven't read his book, check out his book. Like, I'm just telling you, this conversation just enlightened me so much. And he was like, I was like, all right, so what's the step one for, you know, learning the culture that you want to tap into with your business or your brand or whatever? And he was like, I was like, and I asked that question, and then I made a hypothesis of what I thought the answer was. And I was like, is it understanding your ideal customer? And he was like, no, it's understanding yourself, understanding who you are and what values you appreciate and all that kind of stuff. And then once you understand who you are and all those things about yourself, then you can understand who your ideal customer is. So that's why your why is important and why it's foundational. So you need to like understand and do that reflection and understand who you are and what you're trying to achieve and who you're trying to help to understand your ideal customer. You feel me? And so having that clear why attracts those like-minded individuals for business, but it also attracts your ideal customer. You know what I'm saying? And so that synergy between like your personal and business why and the goals of your ideal customer, because ultimately the goals of your ideal customer are going to somehow like play a role into that impact statement that your why wants to create. Like, right. Like my why is to help us all live more fulfilling lives and create a more equitable society. Right. Well, that manifests through my ideal customers, because my ideal customer is what I say, BIPOC marginalized entrepreneurs that I want to help them scale businesses that drive real impact. All right, let's think about that in a few different folds. First off, BIPOC marginalized businesses, we need some help. We need some milk. We need some milk. You feel me? Like, it's crazy. Like, we need help because like we don't know about like UX design thinking. We don't know about like, we don't have like a lot of these backgrounds and these strategies and the connections and all of that kind of stuff. Right. By helping them reach these goals and build these businesses, then ultimately I am helping build a more equitable society, because the people who are creating the products and services that affect and touch our everyday lives are having people from diverse backgrounds touching them and having an impact on them. It has a grander scheme, you know what I'm saying? And then also like, think about like, all right, the fact that I'm helping them build businesses that actually create impact, because that's part of my ideal customer, right? My ideal customer is people that want to build businesses that drive impact. I don't want to help people that's just like, I don't necessarily want to help people that's just in it just to make money. I want people that want to help the bigger picture, help a bigger vision. I'm a key believer in social enterprises. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that enterprise and business is one of the key ways of making societal change. So that's how the why goes into your ideal customer. And that's just for me. Like it'll probably be very different for you and for what you're trying to do for your customers. But you have to understand your why and understand your customer's goal. And somehow those things get connected. Their goals somehow help you realize the impact of your why. So what do I mean when I'm talking about the ideal customer? It can go into a couple different categories. There's demographics, right? Those are like the statistical kinds of things: age, location, gender, income, job title, those kinds of things, right? If you're doing B2B, you might be looking for a specific type of role in a company, or if you're commerce, then you're looking for this specific type of culture, or not, that's not even a culture. This specific type of group, like you might know that millennials millennials, you might know that these Gen Zers, right, are more likely to do something like with TikTok or something. I don't know. Funny anecdote. The other day, this is totally off tangent. I know I'll be doing this, y'all. You're gonna have to get used to my side anecdotes. But I was when we were going to the Dave Chappelle show, my boy Aaron pulls up and he's like, "Yeah, man, I'm rocking my Marvin Gaye," because he had on like the burnt orange beanie, you know what I'm saying? But he had like these like Jordans, or like these weird looking pants or whatever. And I ain't say nothing, but then he's like, "Yo, man, what you think about the pants, bro? The pants, I think these pants go good with the Jordans." And I was like, honestly, bro, like, I feel like some regular pants will go well with the Jordans. You feel me? Like, you could just like, Like, I was like, yo, you could do it like how we used to do it back in high school, you know what I'm saying? Like, do the little cuff at the bottom just to show like the, you know what I mean? And he's like, nah, bro, this how the kids doing it these days, man, with these type of pants like that. And I was like, bro, we not the kids no more. Leave that to the kids. Let the kids do what they doing, bro. Let's rock what we know we good at. Let's rock what we know we rock. Like, I ain't trying to rock what the kids rocking. I'm trying to rock what I feel like I look good at. Anyway, side note. I forgot, where was I at before that? Okay. All right. So there's the demographics, right? Understanding the statistical things about your customers, which is the age, location, gender, income, you know, like job titles, all that kind of stuff. Right. And then there's psychographics. Psychographics are things like values, interests, lifestyle, behaviors. Those are the different things. Like, for instance, like I'm rocking Fabletics right now. No, like they're not getting getting paid or nothing off of that. Actually, the shirt ain't even Fabletics. I'm just like the shorts are, but like they got me with their deal. And also when we talk about business models later, like when we talk about like revenue structures, I won't talk about what's going on with that. But like behaviors, lifestyle, all that kind of stuff, that's psychographics goes into culture, goes into the culture that you're a part of, that you vibe with, and that you want to be able to reach, like your ideal customer. So honestly, you need to spend some time learning those characteristics of your ideal customers so that you know how to meet them, how to reach them and what resonates with them. Other key points. So you want to understand their demographics, their psychographics. And so those things are kind of like surface level, right? And then, well, psychographics isn't surface level. It's like demographics is surface level. Then there's psychographics, which is a little bit under there. And then there's understanding their goals, challenges, and pain points. Challenges and pain points are kind of the same thing, but think about it like this. When people purchase stuff, they're typically moving towards something or away from something. They're either moving toward a goal or away from a pain point. Okay. And what I like to do is actually focus on what is the ultimate goal that my ideal customer is trying to achieve, and what are the different pain points that they're facing along that journey. And those different pain points are like, all right, those are ways I can help them out and help them along their hero's journey. You know, we should do an episode talking about the hero's journey. We'll probably do that later. Do like a hero's journey episode. But what I want you to gather is that you need to understand all of these different things. Another level, so you want to understand your ideal customers' demographics, their psychographics, their goals and their goals, challenges, and pain points, and you want to know where they play, where they live, how can you reach them? That's something, oh man, rookie move when I was first getting into like, you know, like I said, I'm from the UX design background. So like I'm all about user research, understanding your user, all of that kind of stuff. And I remember like, as I was starting to transition into like the business model design, I was quickly forgetting to ask questions like, oh, so what channels do you use? Like what social media do you use? What platforms do you use? Who do you follow? Like, what are you reading right now? What are you watching? All of those different things. That's how you figure out how to get in front of your customers. Okay. By understanding, you know, where they are. You got to find your ideal customer where they are. Okay. And so the thing is too, that I also want you to understand is that like, you're not going to be working with your ideal customer from the jump. Full stop. You're not. And that's what I was saying before. It's not like you're going to be like saying no, like you're not going to give this service to XYZ, especially if it's like your low ticket offers. Like that's just straight up bogus. Take that money. You feel me? Because what it is your ideal customer is like a goal for you, because ultimately with whatever you're doing, you're going to be offering all types of different things that are going to be like lower level, you know, like things that you can create once and sell multiple times. But as there's a concept that we're going to talk about in another episode called a value ladder and ascension strategies. And basically what it is that there's like a ladder of the different things that you can offer to your customers along their journey. And And as you go along their journey, there are different things that they'll pay different levels for. Some things they're just not going to pay for at all. And those are actually opportunities for you to get in front of them and show that you're a resource. And that is where when you're at the bottom of your value ladder, that's where you're offering like free things and free resources and stuff like that. And that's for everybody. That's for everybody that gets some value out of it. Because what's going to happen is over time, as they go and they ascend your value ladder, that group of people is going to get smaller and tighter, right? And as it gets tighter, that's going to get closer and narrower down to your ideal customer. So your ideal customer, that's weird. I just got a thing saying that this is my battery's gonna die, but it's plugged up. All right, we're back, y'all. I just figured out what the issue was. I'm actually very surprised that all of this stuff was working while it wasn't plugged up. I got a surge. I guess I kicked the surge protector while I was cleaning earlier today, and it hasn't been charging this whole time. So anyways, let's get back to it. All right, where did I leave off? I was talking about value ladders and ascending your customers. So as your customers ascend up the value ladder, that's how they're going to get closer to being your ideal customer. So while they're at the very bottom, you kind of like you're offering low ticket offerings, like low value offerings. But like you're serving a lot of people because like it's an entry point to you and your brand. And then as they continue to buy from you and continue to they either become your ideal customers or you start to narrow, like it just starts to get narrower and narrower as it goes up. And like I said, we'll talk more about value ladders and all of that and ascension strategies later on. But that's like, I just want to make that statement to say like, oh, it's not like you're only targeting this group. I mean, you still want to be targeting, like you still want to be targeted in your positioning, but like I'm saying, like you're not saying no to people like at the bottom of your value ladder. And so you want to ensure that your time and energy is best spent like on your ideal customers. Because by narrowing your focus and serving those who align best with your offerings and your values means that you're going to be serving them the best, right? You're going to be serving them the best, and you're not going to be spreading yourself thin trying to do all these other different things. A lot of issues I've seen companies do is like they're all about chase the money, chase the money, chase the money, chase the money, chase the money. Next thing you know, they're competing with some company that just does whatever it is that they're trying to do like extremely well for one of the markets that they're trying to get into. Another conversation I was having recently is like, shouldn't companies be trying to get world domination and tackle new markets? And I'm like, I mean, maybe eventually, but not until like you've dominated your market, until you dominated your niche. It's like Nipsey Hussle said, like, stay in your lane. There's no traffic in your lane. Stay in your lane. There's no traffic there. I think once it gets to a point like your lane is too small, but like that's honestly like a generations from now question. Especially, I mean, like if you're watching this, I'm assuming you're a solopreneur, or you running a semi-small business, a small operation. I don't think Jeff Bezos is watching this. You know what I'm saying? So when you get to those levels, like there's levels to this. I don't think when you get to those levels, like you're going to be worried about your ideal customer. And honestly, you might be, because your customers might not even be like people like me no more, right? Like it's going to be like corporations and stuff like that. But yeah, I just want to say like narrowing your focus is where you need to be, and understanding that ideal customer like intimately. Like you need to know, like if your ideal customer was a person, you need to know them like your wife or your husband. Like you got to know them like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like what makes them tick, what doesn't. And the only way you're going to do that is by interacting with them and learning them. And what I want to say about that, like I just said, like Nipsey's statement about stay in your lane, there's nobody in your lane. What that means is that there's no competition. You're not competing. all you're doing is maximizing like your value delivery. You're not competing with nobody. You competing with you yesterday. You're competing with your customers. Like you're competing with your customers with their challenges. That's what you're competing with. You're competing with their challenges. Because like they're not gonna want to buy from someone else who doesn't understand who they are and doesn't understand and doesn't resonate with them, you know? So like by focusing on your ideal customer, you're gonna be optimizing your product and tailoring it to their needs and their goals. And you're gonna be working in your own lane, not competing with anybody else, because truthfully, at the end of the day, there's enough bread out here for all of us to eat, you know? And that being said, is because we don't need to be eating what's on homie them's plate, because I got a plate of food right here. You know what I'm saying? I just got to get to work on it. And so that's what it is. You got to like understand who your ideal customer is so that you can start getting to work on how you can support them the best way. Now, I want to mention like, you know, short little plug, you feel me? You know, I got to do it. I got like a, I've been mentioning, I just recently launched a course called Discovering Business Model Design. And we definitely have a module where we cover, your ideal customer, how to understand your ideal customer, how exactly to do it, like what work you got to put into play to actually make that happen, and also how to translate what you learn to the different parts of your business model. So quick little plug, you know what I'm saying? Check out our course and learn our comprehensive approach on how to learn your ideal customer. But anyway, regardless, if you get it from me, you get it from anyone, that information's out there. You need to learn your customer, date your customer. Like, I'm not telling you like anything weird. I'm saying for real, just like take the time to understand your customers. And the ripple effects of knowing your ideal customer will be improved products and services, clear messaging in your marketing and all you're doing, you know, increased loyalty, and business growth, right? Business growth comes from all of those things. You want to talk about scaling if you want to talk about product market fit and then scaling your sales and stuff like that, rule number one, understand your customers. Full stop. So, all right, y'all, we're here. We got to the end of this thing. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Sorry for the little mishap with the technology. Also, I hope the sound's a little bit better. Last time I recorded it, I was like, oh, like it's got this reverb thing. Like my boy came through, he helped me with the sound the first time. And I think he kind of comes from like the music background. So like, I think it was more a little bit focused on like, I don't know. I used to do the music stuff too, but I just feel like everything's changed. Cause like that was back when I was in high school. But like, I wanted the sound to be a little bit more crisp, and I got rid of that reverb sound that was happening last episode. So I hope you like it. There's going to be some Q&A and poll questions in the Spotify. If you're listening through Spotify, if you're on Apple Podcasts, or if you're on YouTube, actually, honestly, all of y'all head to the hardknocklabs.com website. If you haven't already, check out our business model health check. It's a 10-question survey at the top of our page, and it asks you 10 questions about your business model, and it's going to give you, it's going to break down all the different segments of your business and let you know whether or not it's a strength, a weakness, or somewhere that just needs a little bit of TLC. We need to really be taking a fine-tooth comb to our business models and understanding like what works and what's not working and how we can improve, because that's the key to scaling it. You feel me? And so go ahead there, check it out. It's free. If you're not following me on Instagram, follow me at Hard Knock Labs. And yeah, y'all, until next time. And also, I encourage any feedback, any stories about y'all who are listening, any experiences and identifying and working with your ideal customers. I'd love to hear that. But yeah, with all of that, that's a wrap, y'all. Let's get some cheers. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know I love my soundboard. And I'll see y'all next week. Peace.